Hello, my dears. Warm welcome to you, all of you. I am Thalamburajan, working as a postgraduate teacher in economics in Municipal Higher Secondary School, Puduramakrishnapuram, Tirupur, Tamil Nadu. Welcome, one and all. I am happy to invite you to review my audio and slides to enrich your knowledge on specific topic in higher secondary classes, particularly economics subject. Listen carefully and enjoy the whole session. Money, money, money. We can hear the word each and every corner in and around. Simply we can say, without money, we cannot survive in the world. Money is the most important factor in everyone's life. I think now you can understand what I am going to deliver, the subject matter. Yes, of course. It's about monetary economics in chapter 5 in our textbook. Do you know who was Milton Friedman? He was an American economist who received the 1976 Nobel Memorial Prize in economic science for his research on consumption analysis, monetary history and theory, and the complexity of stabilization policy. In our textbook, a quotation has given us, inflation is taxation with legislation, given by Milton Friedman. Do you know the meaning of inflation? Yes, it is rises of price level and the value of money decreases. You can see through the pictures as given in the slide. Here is the learning objectives of this chapter. First objective is to understand the evaluation of money, types of money, functions of money, and meaning of inflation, types of inflation, causes of inflation, effects of inflation, and measures how to control the inflation. And the second objective is to know the various phases of trade cycle. Now, let us see what are the objectives in the forthcoming slides. Look at the picture now. You can see money is at the center. Around the money, the various forms of money mentioned as barter exchange, gold coins, paper currency, credit cards, etc. etc. Okay, with this small introduction, we can enter into the chapter. Here is the definition for monetary economics. Monetary economics is nothing but is a branch of economics. Monetary economics is a branch of economics that provides a framework for analyzing money and its functions as a medium of exchange. And then the definition itself mentions what are the subject matter of monetary economics, like money and its functions. Now let me see what are the functions of money. Now it's the time to understand meaning and definitions of money. Here, money is anything that is generally acceptable as payment for goods and services and repayment of debts, and that serves as a medium of exchange. In short, we can say that money serves as a medium of exchange. And then there are two eminent economists who has given the definitions for money. So they are very familiar economists in our topic. And they are Walker and Crowther. So Walker has given us money is what money does. That is the definition for money. What is that? Money is what money does. And Crowther something explained about money. That is, money can be anything that is generally acceptable as a means of exchange and at the same time acts as a measure and a store of value. See, in his definition, he has mentioned the functions of money also. functions of money also. So these definitions may come for 2 mark or 3 mark questions. So let you study well for the test. Look at the slide so now how the form of money begins and the existent form of money derives. That we can call it as evolution of money. See the picture now. So evolution of money at the center. From there, barter system, and then gold system, metal coins, paper money. Nowadays we are using. Everyone is keeping in your pocket. And plastic cards in the form of debit card, credit card, like that. And electronic money, this is e-payment, and cryptocurrency nowadays. I think you all know very well about the barter system. How? How do you know? See, before the invention of money, the transactions are carried through exchange of goods and services. So, we can derive the meaning as exchange of goods for goods was known as barter exchange or barter system. See, one thing I have to remind here, barter system was originally introduced by Mesopotamian people. In the previous slide, we studied about the meaning of barter system, but nowadays it is not possible to follow the barter system. Why? Because the face value is differ. So, under the barter system, buyers and sellers of commodities had to face number of difficulties. Surplus goods were exchanged for money, which in turn was exchanged for other needed goods. So goods like fur, skins, salt, rice, wheat, utensils, weapons were commonly used as money. These are commonly known as commodity money. The metal like iron, brass, etc. were used in the form of money in olden days. The metallic standard is the premier one. Standard coins made up of the metal are the principal coins used under the metallic standard. These standard coins are full-bodied or full-weighted legal tender. After metallic standard, gold standard was followed. Do you think, is it possible now? We cannot imagine the rate of 1 gram of gold coin. If it is used as a gold standard, what will happen? People will hoard and they never release from their home. Now, gold standard is a system in which the value of monetary unit or the standard currency is directly linked with the gold. Then the monetary unit is defined in terms of a certain weight of gold. In the same way, silver standard of money also used in olden days. Now, the meaning of silver standard is a monetary system in which the standard of economic unit of account is a fixed weight of silver. What do you know about paper currency? Nowadays, we are touching and feeling the money in the form of paper currency. The proper authority of issue and circulate of currency notes in India is a Reserve Bank of India, that we can call it as RBI in short. Here, paper currency is not convertible into any metal. You know, that is under the gold standard and under the silver standard, these two coins can be converted into any form of ornaments. But here, paper currency is not convertible into any metal. Then, the paper standard is also known as managed currency standard. During the rainy season, is it possible to keep the currency notes in our pockets? If it is like that, what will happen? Everyone knows it will be wet and sometimes stored. So, man thought and invented plastic form of money to overcome the difficulties of paper currency. Here, plastic money is one of the most evolved form of financial products. The latest type of money is plastic money. Here, some forms of plastic money has given cash card, credit cards, debit cards, and some of the prepaid cards, smart cards, etc., etc. See, what is the aim of this plastic money? The aim at removing the need for carrying cash to make transactions. See, in previous days, each and everyone want to give money to in some other places. What will happen? They have to carry money with them. Nowadays, it is not possible because lot of theft may occur. So, the money can be transferred in the place to another place, or it can be transferred through these plastic cards. Cryptocurrency, which is a new invention in the modern society. That means a digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify the transfer of funds operating independently of a central bank. So, example of this cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Here, we are going to see about the functions of money. See, money acts as 4 functions. What are the 4 functions? They are primary functions, secondary functions, contingent functions, and other functions also. So, medium of exchange and measure of value or comes under primary function, and under the secondary function, store of value and standard of deferred payments comes. Here, the 4 jobs of money are medium of exchange, standard of value, store of value, and standard of deferred payments. Now, let me see the forthcoming slides. What are the functions of money in detail? The second function under the primary is money as a measure of value. Money as a measure of value. Money measures the value of goods and services. The prices of all goods and services are expressed in terms of money. Whatever we want to purchase any commodity in the market, we have to give the standard value, the standard measure, that is in the form of money, either in a paper currency or in a currency. So, money acts as a collective measure of value. Money acts as a store of value under the secondary function. See, we cannot save the commodity for a longer period. How many days can save the tomatoes at your home? 3 days, 4 days, or maybe up to 1 week. That's all. After that, it will be demolished or destroyed. But you can save the money up to the longer days in any kind, like keeping the keeping the gold, silver, or currency, or land, etc., etc. See, savings done in terms of commodities were not permanent, but at the same time, we can save the money at our home for a longer days. Money serves as an excellent store of wealth, can be easily convertible into other marketable assets such as land, machineries, plant, etc., etc. You may not borrow or lend anything under the barter system. Here, that is standard of deferred payments under the secondary function of money. So money provides the unit for expressing debts or payments due in future. See, we can pay the money in future also. But under the barter system, we cannot do like that. Here, secondary functions of money. Money acts as a standard of deferred payment. Borrowing and lending were difficult problems under the barter system. In the absence of money, the borrowed amount could be returned only in terms of goods and services. But at the same time, it is possible to return the borrowing or lending money in the form of money is prevail in the money system. Here, contingent functions. First one is basis for the credit system, that is business transactions, either in cash or in credit. And then money facilitates distribution of national income also. Money helps to equalize marginal utilities and marginal productivities. And finally, money increases productivity of capital. So it will increase more and more capital for the society. Here, some other functions of money are: money helps to maintain repayment capacity. Money represents generalized purchasing power. Money gives a liquidity of capital, etc. And then, see, up to this, we learned about the functions of money. See, under the functions of money, there are 4 functions: primary functions, standard secondary function, contingent function, and other functions also. See, under the primary functions, we learned about the medium of exchange, measure of value, and under the secondary function, store of value and standard of deferred payment also. This is the first part of chapter 5, monetary economics. And in the second part, let us see the supply of money, quantity theory of money, inflation, and the trade cycle. Hope you all enjoyed the slides, contents, and explanation of the topic. Keep your eyes on the second part of this chapter very soon. Bye bye. Vanakkam.